Okay, people, welcome back to another Fwoosh review. Tonight I'm going to look at the Firefly Legacy Collection Malcolm Reynolds. I just got this in the mail like an hour ago. I was eating. Give me a break. But I was really excited about this collection. Big fan of Firefly. Thanks to customizer and toy maker extraordinaire, double dealer. He sent me his way back. It was after the series had already ended, and he sent me his DVD collection, his box set of the first and only season. I'd never watched it, and I burned right through it. Went out, bought the movie, watched it too, and have watched it. It's been a little while since I've seen it, but I watched it several times over the course of a few weeks when I first got it. I liked it so much, I never sent it back to him, so sorry about that, Fred. But I did try to give him a set at Comic-Con a few years later, and he wouldn't take it back. So I ended up with two sets. So I was excited about this set, but man, there's been a lot of Marvel Legends pre-orders. So I ended up canceling the rest of these. But I had to have, Captain Mal. On top of, all the Marvel Legends pre-orders that we've been experiencing lately, I wanted to test the quality on this. I didn't have any breakage issues with Game of Thrones. There were some sticky joints. I heard a lot of horror stories. So I think Mal is a good jumping in point for this. And if I like them, I'm going to get the rest. Even if I don't like them, I'll probably get the rest. I got to do it. I got to have the whole set. But I'm excited about this. Let's get this open. And there he is out of the package. Ta-da! I have to admit, I like this figure a lot more than I thought I would. And not because of the character, but because of the figure itself. I mean, it's nothing groundbreaking. There's a couple of changes here and there. But, I don't know. There's just something about Mal here that completely does it for me. Now, I do have a couple of knits. The wash to make the shirt darker, especially on the abs, mostly the lower half, not up higher, is done with like a glossy smoke blackish color, so it comes out kind of shiny, but I don't think that's anything dull coat won't fix. Otherwise, man, the paint all over it, all the little buckles and everything are painted copper, bronze, silver, the colors that it's supposed to be. Out of the package, his arms were turned around this way, and I'm not sure which way is the right way, but his arms kind of jutted out to the side like this. There's a obvious bend to the forearm, so I just turned him around, and it just looks more natural bending to the inside. Again, I don't know if that's right, but I like it better. My other big knit, which I can't actually call a knit because I don't like how it looks, but I like how it functions, are the wrists. You can see that there's a little peg between the wrist and where it plugs into the forearm, and it's really noticeable. I mean, it sticks out there, and at first I thought, oh, that looks terrible, but once I got to posing him around and I got him the gun in his hand and everything, you get a huge range of motion with these wrists, and I'll get to that in the articulation, but yeah, I see it, but I like how it works. Let's go over articulation real quick. The head is kind of a dumbbell joint, balls on both sides, so you get a good up, not a great down, but man, side to side is pretty awesome. And of course you get rotation, side to side. The shoulders hinge and swivel. They hinge out, but not too far. And I'll go ahead and throw this in right now. There was a lot of paint, especially the upper body. A lot of paint was stuck in the joints. There was a snap. Every time it snaps and I break loose the joint, I get kind of leery there, but everything was fine here. So I'm good with that. So it swings out, it rotates around, hinge and swivel elbow, it rotates, it turns, it goes back too. And like I said a minute ago, you can rotate it either way you want. The wrists are like on a ball going up into the forearm, so you get some up and down and then side to side, but then there's a hinge in the hand too, so you can get him all the way back, all the way there. It's just fluid movement all around, so you're going to get some gunslinging poses that are pretty good. The abs, you get too far back, you start opening up the gap where the clear joint is. Again, this is all clear joints. You can see kind of the paint rubbing right here. But again, I haven't had any breakage, so I'm good so far. So he goes back, and he goes forward pretty good. I mean, that's better than most, floating ab joints you see these days. And then you get some side to side. It's pretty good. So, yeah, lots of posing here. There's no waist. The belt is sculpted on here. No, it's not. It's a separate piece. Don't listen to the man behind the camera. It's glued somewhere. Yeah, it's glued in the back, so it's not going to float around. The holster works really well. Hinge and swivel hips, they go out. Back, not so much. And then out, good range without, let's see what it does without the coat. So, yeah, completely 90. You can see the clearance here, and then the clear joint up in there. Swivel at the thigh, double knees. Oh, that one's kind of sticky. Got this one though. It's, standard double joint. It works pretty good. There's no rotation at the boot, but you have a hinge at the ankle. And then you have the forward-facing peg for side-to-side action. Like I said about the paint, it's dirty. The only place I've noticed the shine is right here on the abs. And it's distracting, but I think I can fix that. That shouldn't be a problem. There's dirt here and there, and it looks messy, but if you've seen Firefly, they're a messy bunch. The coat is a slightly different sheen than the sleeves. And the coat does come off. I've got still pictures if you want to see that. All the detail of the shirt and the suspenders are under there. Even in the back, where you're not supposed to see it. And the coat comes off pretty easy. You just, rotate the arms and slide it off. If you do take the jacket off, the upper torso, he has kind of a muffin top going on. And I think it's sculpted on purpose to be thinner at the top because of the jacket overlay. That way it won't look, too bulky. And the jacket does like to ride up a little bit around his neck, but it's easy enough to push down as you go. I love how the jacket is sculpted to go back behind his holster. That way the gun's always showing. I'm good with that. The likeness, you can see Fillion in there. It's not perfect. I think it's because of paint. I mean, I may try to throw some paint on here, but I'm not too worried about it. It looks close enough, for a retail toy line. Now, he does come with his, his signature pistol. It's a nice gold and brown color. It's kind of rusty looking. I'm more than good with this. And it does go in his hand pretty easily. You just gotta kind of slide it down, kind of manipulate his fingers. He's got kind of that gunslinger where the hand comes down a little bit, but then the gun goes forward. So you have to kind of angle his hand down. But with it like that, and the wrist how it is, you can get it pretty up close up, kind of the, I'm ready for a gunfight. Bring on the bad guys. And it slips right into the holster. No problem. Kind of sticks out. It's pretty much perfect. He also comes with a rifle. It looks like a standard, just a little bit of glue on there. Looks like a standard rifle. And I forgot to say, both these weapons, it's a pretty hard plastic. So they're not very flexible. And the rifle, I don't know, it's just kind of tough to get in his hand. You have to pry the fingers really far in order to get it in there. But you can't really get it into a shooting pose that's, against his shoulder. He just kind of holds it. I guess he can sidearm it. He can kind of rest it against his hip. Because of the awesome wrists. He can rest it there. Sling it over his shoulder. Not bad. You gotta kind of get the hand back all the way. But, again, it's not terrible. Here he is with the Star Wars Black Series Han. Quite a size difference. Mal is a little bit larger. Going head to head, it doesn't look too bad, but if you go by the shoulders, there's definitely, a big difference in proportions and scale for a little bit. I'm not saying Mal is a 7-inch figure. He's pretty much a 6-inch figure. It's just that the Star Wars kind of skew, smaller. But it does look good in action poses. This would look pretty good. Like I said about the 6-inch scale, here he is with the standard Marvel Legends body. Not bad. I don't think you probably could use Mal as a custom if you wanted him in the Marvel Universe. Civilian, some kind of Western hero, maybe. The boots aren't really cowboy style, but the rest, not bad at all. So, despite my initial misgivings about the line, my fears that it'll break, some people already had this, and I read their reviews, and they were kind of scared of articulation and all that. Yeah, like I said, the wrists are a bit tiny, but man, they give excellent movement. Overall, I really dig this figure. I am definitely getting the rest of the series. I'll give them a try. I'll throw the reviews up when I get those. It'll be a little bit... Dang, Marvel Legends. Get this figure. Be careful with the joints, but he'll look good on your shelf. So, if you like the review, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the Fwoosh.